Good morning. It's Amy from Amy Parker Art, and I teach artists how to gain collectors online by creating what they love with auctions, shows, and parties. So I'm having my coffee and figured I would jump on and chat with you all this morning. I hope you are having a good morning. I have been thinking about an idea for a couple of months now on how I can help you, how I can help creative people with their skills, on how to be, I guess, you know, mentally thinking more about what you could create, um, and actually the process of creating. So, as you guys probably know, I paint and I also draw. So I've been trying to figure out, I didn't go to art school. I don't have all these, technical terms and things like that. But I was trying to figure out how I could convey what I know how to do artistically, for you, for anyone that wants to listen, for anyone that might want these helpful tips, things like that. So, like I said, I've been thinking about now for a couple of months, like how can people, especially those of you who have a desire to be creative, but you're not really sure how to get going, how to start. I mean, this could be for, even if you are painting and drawing already, but um, anyway, my idea was to um, try and convey what I'm doing with my tool, my drawing tool, or my paintbrush, the actual motions that we're doing um, to create a piece of artwork, right? Oh gosh, that coffee tastes good. I'm a coffee drinker. I sip on mine all day long. So anyway, I get a lot of questions from you guys about, you know, you don't even, some of you don't even really know how to word it, but I know what you're saying. Basically, how do you do that? How do you create this? And I don't really know like how to move the brush, things like that. So that's why I have this idea. That's the first time I'm throwing it out there for you. I'm going to call this little segment of teaching similar strokes, because I feel like there are so many things that you already do with your hands, say not even a paintbrush, right? There's so many things that you already can do that we can say are similar to actually holding a pencil or a paintbrush or markers, whatever it is that you're going to be using for a tool to create some art, right? So we're not actually going to be creating a step-by-step painting today. Just throwing out this idea for you, like I said, and see if you would be interested in me teaching you or trying to convey to you how to use these similar strokes that you already know how to do with your creations so that you can widen your thought process when you're creating, so that you can be more comfortable with what you are doing with your drawing tool or your painting tool. So I'm super excited about this idea, and I really hope that it can help you or help whoever is into this, whoever wants to follow these similar stroke trainings that I'm going to do for you. Now, let me give you more of a like an example of kind of what I'm talking about. And then we're going to I'm going to flip the phone around, point it down so that you can see my table. And we're actually going to do the first segment here of similar strokes with just a notebook. Literally, all you guys are going to need today is just a notebook and a pen. Or you can use, printer paper and a pencil, whatever. Just paper and a drawing tool. That's all we're going to need. But let me explain a little bit. Hello, Tracy. So, Tracy, you are one of the people that have inspired me actually to come up with this idea that I'm talking about right now, which I'm titling Similar Strokes. And I'll probably put it in some sort of category on the page here to make it easier to find for you all. But anyway, dang it, my computer behind me just shut off. I was hoping I could use the computer so I could see your comments easier, but that's all right. I will just go like this. And Tracy says. So yes, so Tracy, you were one of the people that inspired me to come up with this similar strokes idea. And what it is me, I'm going to be trying to convey to you on how to use things that you already know how to do with your hands, but then add in a paintbrush or add in a pen or add in, your marker, whatever you want to do to draw and paint. Yeah, it helps to know what brushes and how to use them. Yeah, so we'll get, throughout my teachings and things like that, we'll get more like detailed into that. Well, you guys know when you take like a painting challenge with me or paint party or whatever, like this is a flat brush, a 1-inch flat. And, I do talk about things like that, tell you how to load it, whatever. But my similar strokes idea is more on the lines of how to use your hands and the motions that you already know how to do in life as people, and how to then put a brush in your hand or put a pen. I'm just holding that, so that's what I have here, whatever. And then use what you know to actually create a creation, right? So let me back up here because I get off track sometimes. You guys know I'm like a little hummingbird all over the place. So just bear with me while I wake up and drink my coffee. I got up pretty late today. I've been up for a couple of hours, but before I started working on my website and Creative Warriors for you guys, I figured I would get on here and tell you about this idea that I've been thinking about. So let me give you an example. So, okay, we all know how to brush our teeth, right? This motion of brushing our teeth, doing that. We can use that same motion to brush our teeth to actually use a paintbrush, okay? Same thing like that. And what can you do with that motion? Well, you can create clouds. You can create like the tips of waves. You can create tree leaves. There's all kinds of different things that you can create with the toothbrush motion, okay? Let's see, what else? Because I think about these things, I've got them written down. I have like a whole list of similar strokes that I wrote down I brainstormed with Tim and Justine and Emily. I don't know where I put it, you guys. I know I have it. It's in a pile somewhere, but I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Squirrel moment, Tracy, I know. Hummingbird, squirrel, whatever you want to call it. I'm like that, you guys know. But anyway, I'll find it eventually. You guys know I've just been busting my butt on my web development and getting Creative Warriors ready for you. But anyway, let's try and think of some other ideas. So, okay, I can't hold my phone because I'm got it in the holder for you, but pretend this is my phone. You got your phone, right? And you're swiping. What can we do with a brush in our hand and this motion? the swipe motion, which is a similar stroke that we know how to do, right? What can we create with this? Well, we can create hair, right? Depending on what brush we use and how we hold it and we're swiping, we can create hair. Like if I'm trying to paint a person and I want to paint some hair. If I'm painting a dog or a cat and I want to paint some hair, I can use the swipe, and we can just swipe different ways with it to make some hair. With the swipe motion, we could also make, depending on how you hold your brush, and I just have the 1 inch here. If we hold this at an angle and pretend that we have our phone up, if we're swiping up like this and moving the swipe in different ways, what can we create like that? We could create grass, okay? Maybe we want to use a small detail brush to do that, but we can create grass. Maybe we want to use a fan brush to do that, but we're doing our similar stroke that we know how to do, swiping our phone, and we can create grass like that. We can slow down the swipe, slow it down like this, and we can create greenery. We could create like a spider plant with that swiping motion. Okay, so feathers. Yes, feathers we could make, definitely. I am so glad you're brainstorming with me here, because you guys are going to help to develop the similar strokes idea that I have for you. Let's do one more example, okay? Let me get a different brush here for an example, because that 1 inch flat's not going to work. Let's just say we'll use this detail brush. All right, so let me give you one more example here of what I'm thinking as a similar stroke for you. And my darn phone, hopefully you guys can see me okay. It just kind of seems to be falling a little bit, but we'll try and get through it. Okay, so say I have a detail brush. Here's another similar stroke. And we're on our phones a lot, right? So I'm going to use another phone example. But there's a bunch. Like I said, me and my family, or my family and I should say, I literally jotted down like 100 of these. So in the future, upcoming videos that I'm going to be doing for you, I will be categorizing these all into similar strokes, I'm going to call it. And we'll put them together so that you can find all of them easily. And I'm so excited to see how this develops with you. So, okay, let me give you one more example. So we went through the brushing our teeth and what can we create with that motion. Couple of ideas. And then we went through swiping, and Tracy helped me out with the feathers. That's a great idea. So let's pretend we have our phone. We're texting. Okay? It's a similar stroke. We know how to do this. We know how to text. We're texting all the time. Okay? What can we do with a paintbrush in our hand and pretend we're texting? And we do it on our canvas. Oh, what are we going to make? Okay, you don't just like text like a straight line, right? We text like hopping all over the place with the alphabet. So if we do this and we like jump around while we're texting, what can we create with that? Let's get creative. Let's think about it. I could imagine we can create dots of snow, little snowflakes all over like a beautiful winter painting by texting, doing a similar stroke texting. I mean, is that cool? Look at me. Look at my face. Can you see me close up? I know I'm wrinkly and old, but you know what? I don't care. I love you guys, and I'm glad that I'm on here. Can you see all the freckles I have? Yeah, minus a couple age spots. Look at all the freckles I have. So if you want to paint a person, maybe a cute little kid with freckles or what, hey, we can use the similar stroke texting. You're texting, you're putting in some freckles. Okay, so we get snowflakes, we get freckles. I don't know, you guys, give me some ideas. Like what else can we make with our texting motion? I mean, it's stars. We make a galaxy, depending on how long we want to spend on our painting. But so that is my idea that I have for you, is to, excuse me while I take a sip of my coffee, is to help you as creative people, especially Well, you know what? I shouldn't even say especially if you're just a beginner, because this could be for even intermediates. But just using the motions that we already know how to do with our hands and conveying that to a creative tool. Any creative tool you have that we can use. So I told you I'm going to give you a little example today. And my example today that you can do along with me is just going to require you literally to have a notebook and a pen. But you can always grab computer paper, pencil, whatever you want. I may also use the Sharpie just because we're on video here and I want you to be able to see it. So we'll see how it works out. But what we're going to do right now, and you know, if you don't have time, you can watch the recording. You know it's always going to be on my page. What we're going to do right now is do our first little lesson with the similar strokes idea that I have for you. And we are going to start with basic, just drawing, okay? So let me ask you, do you know how to write your name? Okay. I mean, obviously, you know how to write your name, right? So if you can write your name, you can do this. This is going to be super easy, and we're going to kind of brainstorm together as we do this, but I'm going to use letters today, okay? I'm going to use letters right now for you. And like I said, I'll flip the phone around in a second. And we're going to do like, just like the first part of the alphabet, right? We're going to do A, B, C. Maybe we'll just do A, B, C. I don't know. We'll just see how far we can get here. But let me just bear with me for a moment while I adjust the phone. I'm going to turn you around and then point the phone down so you can see what we're doing for our first similar strokes, okay? So, hopefully I don't shut you off because sometimes that happens. And if that ever happens when you're watching, I will pop back on. All right. Literally, you guys, I have my notebook. And I'll just have to intermittently keep checking to make sure that my phone is not falling and you can see what the heck we are doing here. All right, so we got our pen. We got our paper. Let's just brainstorm together. All right. So this is similar strokes. If I even spelled that right. Similar strokes. And we are just using regular paper and pen here. All right, so what can we do with knowing how to write our name and knowing the alphabet already? Let's just start with an A. Let's start with a cursive A. All right? Start with a cursive A. Can you guys see that, or do you want me to use the Sharpie? Because I don't know if you're going to be able to see that good enough. Just let me know if you can see that or not. Or, you know, let me try this. Tell me what one's better. It's probably going to be better if I just use the Sharpie. Yeah, let me just use the Sharpie. Okay, so we've got our A. Okay, these are similar strokes you already know how to do. You know how to make an A. Let's see what we can do with that A. And you can get creative and you can make your own, okay? But I'm just going to mess around here and see what we can come up with just doing an A. All right. You can let's turn our paper. See what happens to this as we just kind of keep making our A and just spin this around. Now, creative people can look at something and think of different things that maybe it could be, right? I mean, when I look at this, you can do your A's any way you want, but I'm just doing this circle for the heck of it to see. Now, if I did a little texting here in the middle, I mean, it kind of looks like a flower to me, right? These little parts to the A right here that are like spinning out, I mean, what could you do with that? you could, let's see, we could do like a little vine. I mean, I don't know, maybe this flower has a vine, or maybe it has another flower underneath it that has vines. I don't know. But yeah, you can make your vines just kind of squiggle different ways. Here's a couple other pieces of this little A that I pulled out here. Let's see what else we could do with it. We could go like this and make a leaf there, right? Let's do that. There's a leaf, and it's underneath that petal to the A. All right, so just to kind of, let me see what I have in my repertoire of stuff here. So just to give you an idea of what, I'm just trying to give you ideas, you guys, on what you can do with this stuff. And let's say we're going to use green for that. Let's say we'll just use some hot pink, and I don't know. I don't even have all markers. I'll just use whatever you have. So let's just see what this looks like. I mean, we're seriously doodling, messing around. I'm coloring in the leaf here. And that looks pretty cool already, right? And it's, I like the fact on how it is like behind the petals because it looks more like realistic. Now I'm just coloring in the center of my flower here. Now let's say that it has pink petals on it. So we're just going to, color these A's right here. Pink. I mean, you can make yours black and white. You can color it in. You can make cards for people. Homemade cards. You can decorate your planners. I mean, who's got their planners going? It is the first month of the year, right? I've got my planner here. You can do little designs and things like that. So there we go, you guys. We could probably come up with a bunch of other ideas to do a similar stroke with an A. All right, we already know how to write our name. We know how to write letters. So we're being creative. All right, so let's move on to B and see what we can come up with for a B. All right, let's try. All right, well, let's just write a B like this. And you can put them different ways, like just move them around and keep making your B's and see what you can come up with. All right, I can see that if I actually make a B backwards and kind of copy this, to me, it looks like a butterfly. I mean, I think it looks kind of cool, right? So that I would just want to darken the middle there. Maybe I'll do a little bit of texting strokes in here. Or maybe, I'll put like a little line in here, just kind of decorating my B, right? And we can color this in and use different colors and make that B that we used turn it into a butterfly. I mean, there's the ideas are endless of what we can come up with, and I'd love to know what you come up with. Let's try another B. Let's try lowercase b. You guys might have to bear with me, like, as I think of stuff, or if you think of stuff, let me know. B. Maybe instead of putting them in lines, we put them in different places or whatever, right? And where I have the notebook here, and I already see some lines on here, I could go like this. What if I made like sheet music with my bees? Maybe I colored a couple of them in. I don't even know how many lines, okay? You guys know I'm a singer, and I used to sight read back in high school, but that was many moons ago. I don't know how many lines are supposed to be in sheet music, but look at that, what we created with just bees. And this would be so cool. Like, what if you wrote like a little love note to someone, or, sent somebody, your own little handmade note that you made, and you are music to my ears, or whatever. Hey, Valentine's Day is coming up. Who knows? You could make something cute like that. Let's do another bee. I really like the bee. The bee's kind of cool. I mean, we could think of a lot of ideas with bees. Wait, that might not, I want more of a space here. Let's try bee down here. Okay, here we go. Here's an idea for like a man who likes to golf, or maybe a woman, because my grandmother, she was she got a couple of holes in one when she was like in her 90s. So who knows? But let's just say golf, because this reminds me of a golf club. We are doing similar strokes here. We know how to write our name. We know how to write letters. So we just made a B, a lowercase b. So it, to me, it, can be a bunch of different things, but let's just say I'm thinking, as soon as I drew this, that it looks like a golf club. So maybe I want to make a circle here. We'll do our texting that we talked about earlier. Just text some dots in there for the ball. I mean, this is with a Sharpie marker. You could probably make it look a lot better with just, a pencil or whatever. Say I want to put like the hole over here. The club's going to hit the ball into the hole. And then we're going to do some swiping, like we talked about earlier. We're going to do some swiping, just random swiping, different ways, which is going to make some grass. We're just swiping, swiping, swiping. This club looks a little too small to me. So I'm going to bring my B up higher. And I'm not a golfer, you guys, but I'm going to make like a handle up here. So I'm just going to make that top a little thicker right there to make a handle. So there we go. We have our golf club. You could even do a couple swipes this way to put that little like detail kind of in with the golf club. But I mean, come on. We're going to do one more, okay? We'll do one more. So we're doing the ABCs right now of my similar strokes idea to help you to be creative. So when people say, I can't even draw a stick figure, are you serious? Look what we're coming up with things, strokes that we do with our hands already that we already know how to do. All right? So I don't want to hear you say you can't draw a stick figure. Look what we just did. It's super easy. All right, so here we go. Let's do one more. Let me get my computer out of the way so I can push this up for you. Hopefully you can still see okay. Let me see if I have to adjust so that you can see this. All right, so we did A. We did the cursive A, which turned into this flower. We did the B, which turned into the butterfly. I just made it mirror image. Also, we made sheet music with our B, and we just made a golf club and a golf ball in the hole-in-one. Yay, and some grass. Let's do C. You guys might have to help me. I'm not really sure here with C, but let's see. Let's see. C. No pun intended. No pun intended. All right. C. Let's do a okay, I know, I get stuck while I'm trying to draw sometimes. But this array is already looking to me, if we just keep connecting C's, to me it looks like a little, like, wave. It looks like waves in here. You could also make your waves like different heights. Yeah. Tracy, you're on the same track as me. Let's say we do our C different heights and see what that looks like. Maybe make bigger and smaller ones. I mean, I think that looks way cool. That it definitely looks like waves. We can put some more water in the front. Glasses. Tracy says glasses. Are you talking about eyeglasses, Tracy? Which, let's see, we could turn into eyeglasses by doing our C's. Could do a C like that. Do a C there. I mean, if that's what you're talking about, Tracy, yeah, look what we did. We just made some eyeglasses, so we could do that too. You could try the uppercase C. I don't know what we could come up with for that, but to me, it looks like you could even make like some sort of like a coil You know, I don't know what you would need it for, but this is the whole point, is to just try and be creative with these similar strokes that you know how to do. Eyeglasses, she was saying. Yes, right, eyeglasses, right? We can put some eyes in here. Those are just little dots I made, but you can you put a nose. I mean, you can put some hair up here. I mean, gosh, you could come up with all kinds of stuff, right? So, let me turn around. Let me turn around. I mean, my darn phone stand is kind of falling. But what do you guys think of this idea that I have to help you with being creative in the whole similar strokes, the whole similar strokes idea? If you missed it, go back and you can watch the recording. You know, I'm going to have it on here for you. But yeah, excuse me, my coffee's going to fall out of my mouth. But I am so excited to do this for you. I'll just recap real quick. So what we're talking about is, oh God, I'm getting hearts. Thank you, honey. Thank you very much. Recapping here, talking about being creative and how to be more creative and come up with ideas and be able to, I guess, create in a non-frustrating way, right? Sometimes it can get a little frustrating when we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, like, oh my God, this has to be perfect. This has to come out great. Well, and I get so many of you that say, I can't draw a stick figure. Like, I want to be creative, but I can't even draw a stick figure. Well, go back and watch this, because we just created some awesome designs with literally just using the ABCs, okay? So if you can write your name, you can draw stuff. And then as we go along with similar strokes, recapping here for you, I'm going to hopefully be putting, I will be putting these videos for you all into category on my page, so that you can find them easily, and we can you know, continue the program and work on some more similar strokes. So to recap quickly, we're going to do some similar strokes with drawing tools like we just did. We're going to do some with brushes for painting. And I talked about it a little bit. So just to recap with that, like if you're brushing your teeth, you can, you know, that motion, it's similar to you. You already know how to do that motion. We can make some crashing waves with that motion. We can make leaves in a tree that's out in the distance with that motion. We can make clouds in the sky by brushing our teeth. We can make clouds in the sky. So I know I'm really kind of flaky and silly, you guys. Sometimes I'm serious, but hey, you know, the girls laughed at me when I came up with the idea, but the more I talked about it, they're like, Mom, that probably is going to help somebody. That's actually a good idea. So I think that by using these similar strokes that we already know how to do, we'll take a little pressure off us as artists and creative people and be like, yeah, I can do that. I already know how to do that. I just have to put a brush in my hand and then do it. So I hope you enjoyed this little segment. I hope that you are on board with my idea. Let me know if you like this plan. And after I'm done doing all of my web development, which I see the light at the end of the tunnel, by the way, for Creative Warriors, my membership program for you. As soon as that's all completed, then we'll like focus on this a little bit more once my time frees up a little bit. I really want to hop on and do some of these similar strokes. So I think we're gonna have fun, and I hope that you enjoy your coffee if that's what you're having. Enjoy your day, and just be inspired. Okay. Mwah! Love you all, and I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.